Good afternoon, I'm Alex Fasano with your ICTV Sports Flash. It took a decade and a half, but Queens will once again play host to the Fall Classic. Daniel Murphy led the charge, batting .529 with 4 home runs and 6 RBIs as the Mets completed the sweep of the Chicago Cubs with an 8-3 victory at Wrigley Field. Terry Collins, being the oldest manager in the majors, reaches his first World Series after managing 1,688 games. Following a rocky season, a dominant rotation and a well-rounded team have finally led their skipper to postseason glory.
As you guys know, those of you who were around us all year, I mean, there were some tremendous peaks and some big, deep valleys. And to be able to keep those guys motivated and keep them level-headed through the whole season takes a lot of work. And my coaching staff, the veterans, did a tremendous job. And I just sat there and I said, wow, this might be the finest group of guys I've ever been around.
Along with his first trip to the series, Collins also mentioned that the night would have involved his parents' wedding anniversary had they been alive. With all these scenarios put into place, Terry said, quote, "It was worth the wait and worth all the work." Game 1 will be held at Kauffman Stadium as the Mets battle the Kansas City Royals for the Commissioner's Trophy. From the diamond to the gridiron, we move to MetLife Stadium as the New York Jets continue their winning ways, defeating the Washington Redskins 34-20. Despite turning the ball over 3 times in the first half, the Jets came out of halftime with a new life, scoring 24 unanswered points. Head coach Todd Bowles saw the struggles, but addressed them accordingly.
I don't think we were playing with enough energy. You know, we were flat. I don't think we turned the ball over, number one. We can't win off of turnovers, but we got to make stops when we get them. So, you know, the message was energy, 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 and see what we were made of, and the veterans were going to lead us, and they did.
The dynamic duo of Ryan Fitzpatrick and Chris Ivory proved too tough for the Redskins defense to handle. Watching him run for 146 yards and putting up 253 himself, the Jets quarterback had a lot of respect for his leader in the backfield.
Yeah, they're great players. You know, it's nice for me as a quarterback to be able to turn around and hand it to Chris and just, you know, kind of watch him go. I mean, he is an unbelievable football player.
A challenge awaits next week as Gang Green heads up to Foxborough to face division rival Tom Brady and the undefeated Patriots. Moving from one New York team to another, we saw the opposite from the G-Men as they fell to the Philadelphia Eagles 27-7. Eli Manning was only 24 for 38 with 189 yards as his 2 interceptions proved too costly for his team to spare. Head coach Tom Coughlin had high hopes after their first drive, but soon after had nothing to cheer about.
I thought our first drive was as good a drive as we've had, and that really excited me for the rest of the day. And then from that point on, there wasn't a whole lot to get excited about.
The Eagles' defense made their presence known as they picked off Manning twice and even ran one back for a score. Coach Coughlin gives credit to the Philly secondary for adapting their play style as the game progressed.
It certainly took a lot away from both sides. I don't know what the numbers were, but both sides had a lot of penalties and the turnovers. But they certainly did more with their opportunities than we did.
The Giants' next obstacle comes at home as they play host to the reigning division champion Dallas Cowboys. Well, that's all the time we have today. For more news, check out New York Sports Machine. For your ICTV Sports Flash, I'm Alex Fasano, and we'll see you next time.